I'm here in the southwest of France, and I'm ready to explore everything that Toulouse has to offer.
Toulouse is located in the Occitanie region of France, just past the foothills of the Pyrenees mountain range. With just over 500,000 people, Toulouse is the fourth largest city in France. The city is known as La Ville Rose, the Pink City, because of the terracotta-colored bricks many buildings were built with. Visitors to Toulouse can get around on the tourist bus or tourist train. Most of the city center is walkable, but to save yourself some steps and see sights further out, there are 2 metro lines and 2 tram lines.
This is Place du Capitole, and it is really the heart of Toulouse.
This massive square has a market every Wednesday and events throughout the year. A self-guided visit to the Capitole building is free and available 7 days a week as long as there are no weddings happening. The building houses Toulouse's opera on one side and government offices on the other. In the middle are beautifully decorated reception rooms. The paintings on the ceilings and the walls depict historic events in the city. Toulouse became famous for Pastel, a plant with yellow flowers. The plant, called woad in English, was used to make a blue dye that was very resistant, something that was difficult to find in medieval times. The woad trade made many Toulousian merchants very rich, and some of their mansions are still present in the city today.
The Hôtel d'Azizet is one of these examples, and you can pop into the courtyard for free and admire the beautiful brick architecture.
The woad trade became obsolete with the arrival of indigo and synthetic dyes, but in the 20th century, Toulouse developed the industry it is famous for today, aviation and aeronautics. To see how this specialty developed in Toulouse, head to the Envol des Pionniers Museum. The museum chronicles how Pierre-Georges Latécoère took a surplus of World War I aircraft and created the world's first air postal service, Aeropostale. At its height, it flew from Paris all the way to Santiago, Chile. One of its pilots was the famed Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, author of The Little Prince. Aeropostale eventually merged with other groups and became Air France. To learn more about aviation history, there is the Aeroscopia Museum. Here you'll find a huge range of specialty planes that you can tour, including the supersonic Concorde, a Super Guppy that was created for hauling other aircraft, and the biggest passenger plane in the world, the A380. You may already know that Toulouse is the home of Airbus, the huge European plane manufacturer. Guided tours of the Airbus factory also start at Aeroscopia. If you're looking for an authentic food experience, try a dinner at Chez Navarre. This old-fashioned restaurant serves authentic food from Occitanie. Food in the southwest includes lots of meat, like duck, and thick, hearty stews. One of the most famous dishes is cassoulet, a thick white bean stew that has been simmered with meat for a long time.
Okay, the regional dish is cassoulet. Very good, very thick.
Of course, you are in France, so there's no shortage of chocolate shops and bakeries for dessert, or to buy something to take home.
If you want to get something special from Toulouse, consider getting something violent. I just went to the store behind me, and they have everything that is violent that you could possibly imagine. I got some candy, but they had all sorts of soaps and perfumes. They wrap it up in a nice little bag. And I was even able to get something that is special from the south that is cassoulet. It is almonds and melon, and this of course has violet in it also. So it's kind of a fun, unique gift if you're looking for something to buy from Toulouse.
If you want a souvenir that will last a bit longer than food, check out Pastel for unique vintage-inspired travel posters.
So in the summer, Toulouse can get really hot, and it's a good idea to stay out of the sun, plan your activities for the morning or late at night, and try to stay cool during the heat of the day.
There are lots of options to enjoy the river here in Toulouse. From July to October, 30 and 60-minute day cruises of the Garonne River transport tourists. And in July and August, there are also options for night cruises. If you like to be the one to paddle, there are options to rent a canoe or kayak. The best place to enjoy a meal or an evening drink by the water is Racine. There's lots of outdoor seating and it's right on the river. Right past Racine is the most famous bridge in Toulouse.
Le Pont Neuf means the new bridge, but like many places in France, it's actually the oldest bridge that is here in Toulouse. The bridge has holes in it so that when the water gets high, it can still pass through.
Another good place to stay cool is the Campagne Caffarelli Garden. Within this park is the large Pierre Baudy Japanese garden. Entrance is free, and it's a great place to enjoy a quiet moment. Near the garden is the eclectic and popular Botanist Pub, which serves pints and tapas. In southwest Toulouse, a good place for food is Les Halles de la Cartoucherie. This indoor-outdoor community center and food court has a great selection of food from around the world and hosts many special events. It's a former munitions factory that's been converted into an eco-friendly neighborhood. Speaking of food, you're sure to see this wedding cake-style tower in the skyline, so don't hesitate to come and take a closer look. The Basilica of Saint Sernin was consecrated way back in 1096 and holds many important Catholic relics. If you like gardens, you'll also like the nature along the Canal du Midi. This 240-kilometer canal was first opened in 1681 and connects the Garonne River to the Mediterranean, making passage between the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea possible.
Today I'm visiting Cité de l'Espace.
Cité de l'Espace is an interactive space museum that showcases innovations from France and abroad. There's a planetarium show, an IMAX theater, and even a Mir space station that you can tour. I think my favorite part was seeing the Mars rovers in action. Note that some of these presentations are only in French, so check out the schedule before you come. That's a wrap on my time in Toulouse, but there's lots more I couldn't cover in this video that you'll just have to discover for yourself.